You try first in Facebook. Elaine, take that text down. It says, do you have live producer on screen? Can you take that text down? That's me. No, that's me. Right, hello everybody, welcome back. We were just sorting out our network internet whilst we've come down here. As you can see, we've come out on track to bring you the action here live as it happens, full of speedy action. It's going to be an absolute cracker on track for you for the next section or so. We are going to move position in this broadcast as well to bring you the very best look at it. We are just at the exit of turn one, actually heading into turn two, but you can see them as they're going down the back straight over there too, into the sort of chicane complex up there too, and then they'll go round and back up the hill and heading up towards the Warwick. Well, they'll go around another corner before heading down to Warwick Bridge, and then Lodge Corner, the final corner, and then through the Deer Leap over the start-finish line as well. So plenty of action to bring you still throughout the course of this day. We're over an hour into this race now. We have had a second safety car too. A bit of action going on.
24th place at the moment. So the two leaders come through, nose to tail, and across the line it is still number 36, Party of Beast Jackson. And then the next group of cars, Jackson, Francis, Kelly and Ward. No change in that order. Still the next four running in the order as they were.
So here we are for EnduroKA live track action.
Wasn't able to make the move there after the battle they had going through what was so close to two with them. Dominic Jackson just about to hold him off as they went up into what was through it. To the inside with the number 18 by Price in, but Price not able to make the move in the end. It'll be interesting to see the number 10 of the early stages from the number 28 on the Dominic Jackson. We'll have to wait to see the driving for back as we see about how he's going to evolve.
A place pulled back for car number 26 up to 11th place now. That's the one with Megan Quirk at the moment. Headed Tom Shipley, and then in 30th place now number 72. Adam Bonham, I think, is still driving the car, who's moved ahead of number 88, which is coming in the hands of Mark Shipley. So shortly we'll be at the 3.5 hours to go mark.
So yes, here we are on track action for you, EnduroKA live. We've got 3 hours 35 minutes of this race to go. 1 hour 25 minutes into it already. 2 safety cars so far, plenty of action, but leading the way is IP Racing. Started in second place. Of course, they pitted early on, didn't they? After 15 minutes when that first safety car came out, they dived in. They were the first of the big power movers to make a move. So far, it's worked out. IP Racing are leading the way. In second place, we have Windgat Racing, car number 3. Great stuff there. Then we've got car number 18 as well. That is Axiometrics. They started on pole position. They came into the pits during that first safety car period of 2, but not until a lap after the safety car had been out, so that might cost them in the long run, but still a long way to go. Car number 28 is in 4th place. That is the VPEX Motorsport car. In 5th place, car number 114. That's KM Racing. Kelly behind the wheel of that car. In 6th place, 127. That is Fat Boy Racing. They've been going well all race. Top 10 throughout this race so far. In 7th place, we have car number 192. That's Race Logic with Winwood behind the wheel of the car. Then we've got the Burton Power car, car number 1 in 8th place. And it is Andy Burton behind the wheel of that car right now as we speak. as well. In 9th place, we have the driver Laurie behind the wheel of car 172. That is one of the Misty Racing cars. And round out the top 10 is Hinch in car number 121 in the Calamity car. That is how it looks at the minute. That is your top 10 going around Oulton Park here for EnduroKA, the 5-hour race. We hope you enjoyed the coverage so far throughout the course of the day. In the next broadcast, we're going to be in the pit lane now. I am seeing some clouds, some dark clouds. Last year, it was very wet here at Oulton Park. So far, all we've had is dry running. Could that change in the next hour or so? Could this track be about to get a little bit wet? It's not going to rain too heavy if it does come down, but enough to make it a bit of an ice rink here at Oulton Park. We're going to see IP Racing coming under a bit of pressure from a car behind. So who is going to get the job done? Still got 3.5 hours to go. Long way to go. Plenty of track action still so far. But IP Racing, the defending champions here at Oulton Park, they won it last year. In fact, they won last time out at Snetterton as well. Can they make it back-to-back EnduroKA races? It's no easy feat, is it? This endurance racing, this is 5 hours, almost a sprint race for these EnduroKAs. 12 hours last time at Snetterton, or a bit of almost side-to-side action going through the chicane complex there here at Oulton Park. Everybody through safely, I'm pleased to say. Just about. What a beautiful day it is here at Oulton Park. It really is. It's not too hot. It's not cold at all. It's mild. It's perfect race conditions here with 3 hours, 32 minutes left to go. Fastest race so far by number 36. Your race leaders, IP Racing, a 2:19, 2:46. Just so you know, at the minute, fastest car out track, roughly sort of the top 10 or so are doing around the 2:20s, early 2:21s. So that's roughly the kind of lap times that we're doing at the minute. It's 1.3 Mark 1 KAs. Absolutely streaming around at the minute. There they go. That's your race leader, number 36 there. That is the battle for first place, would you believe? That's Windgap Racing in second place. Jackson behind the wheel there, putting a lot of pressure on Parkin, who's the race leader at the minute.
5:55 team manager to race control as well.
So a lot of penalties being handed out already. A few cars in the pits as well. Car number 39 in the pits, as is 126. I mean, would you believe as well, I can tell you the safety car has done 5 laps so far because TSL is picking up the safety car. Apparently the safety car in this race is 32nd out of 33 cars. Would you believe that? Now, all throughout the course of the day, we've been chatting to the drivers, asking what their favourite drink is. What is the drink of champions? Is it tea or is it coffee? What do you think? You tell us, comment below. We can see your comments. We do want to hear from you. Let's we can see if we can move ourselves around just a little bit, see if we can get you a slightly better position, maybe even a little bit closer to the track for you so you can really see the action as it's going on. Now, whilst we do make our way down, we spoke to the multiple Dagenham Dustbin winners, Shine Automotive. We had a good chat with Colin French. This was during qualifying a little bit earlier, and they think they could go quite well today. Here's what Colin French had to say. Check out these guys' YouTube channels as well, by the way. Do check out the Shine. There you go, it's giving you a plug on YouTube as well.
Why do you have to get me when I'm like really sweaty and hot?
Because that's the funnest time to get you.
Thank you. How are you doing, Ian? You alright?
I'm very well, mate. I'm very well. A few clouds over there. Looks like we might get a bit of rain.
No rain. There's no rain today. Nice, lovely sunshine.
We'll see.
I can't see no clouds over there.
It chucked it down last year. That's it. It chucked it down last year here.
Yeah.
How did you get on in the rain?
We got 2 drivers. We went over drivers' hours last year, twice May rain. So we got like 20 lap penalties. So I needed reminding of that today.
Yeah, I really feel bad for bringing this up now.
I won't worry about it.
Sorry about that, mate. But no, confident today. Yeah, we're right. Chatting with a bit of rivalry between you and Burton Power.
Yeah, we're just going to go
friendly rivalry.
Send it today. I'd have liked Wayne to be here, but he couldn't make it. But, you know.
What's he doing?
He's at home. He's at home. He's having some family time.
Wayne, we miss you. We
always miss Wayne. Everyone misses Wayne.
I do miss Wayne. Right, best of luck anyway. Cheers, Colin. Let's keep going down, shall we? That was Colin French for Shine Automotive. There you go. We're just getting ourselves very quickly into position here. And we're just going to get ourselves a little bit closer to the action for you. To bring you the best possible shots that we can. We are on track, of course, right now. Let's take TSL down and let's just show you where we've managed to walk our way down to. Fortunately, with our media accreditation, it does allow us into places. It really does allow you to get behind the scenes and really close to the action. We're down by the little pond right in the middle of Oulton Park at the minute. Now, keep your comments coming in. We can see them. We do want to hear from you. What a shot we've got here. That is the run down into turn 2. That is turn 2 you're looking at right there. What an absolute beauty. And of course, we've got a nice actually picture as they run down into the sort of the right, left, right chicane complex over the other side of the Shell Oils curve. Here they come down now. So it is still IP Racing leading the way. Serial EnduroKA winners. Keep your comments coming on. Who do you think is going to win? We want to hear from you. Tell us. Get your messages of support in as well. If you're watching this over on YouTube at Live Sport now, we can see your comments. Please do make sure you hit subscribe. If you're not watching it on YouTube but still want to have your say, do. But there is a link in the body of this broadcast that will take you straight through to Live Sport Now, our YouTube channel. Do hit subscribe. If you comment in the live chat, we can show it on screen. Tell us, who are you supporting today? We want to hear from you. We've got over 3.5 hours of on-track action. There's your race leader, car number 36, IP Racing. Does that mean it does? Car number 3, Jackson, the Wingate Racing car that we've seen pushing that IP Racing car so hard, is in the pits. So Wingate Racing, who are running in second place, literally nose to tail with IP Racing, they are now in the pits. I believe that might even be their first pit stop as well. Got 3 hours, 26 minutes left on the clock. Still a long way to go. Still plenty of drama left to happen. As you can see, the cars, what a beautiful, beautiful sight we have here. Absolutely flying around Oulton Park. If you've never been to Oulton Park, why on earth have you never been? You've got to get yourself here. It's a lovely place to be. A wonderful circuit. Of course, has the BTCC here as well. You name it. Right now we are at Cascades. You're looking up Lakeside. As we almost take a tumble in the lake. Now we're going to go for a walk even further to show you even more of the action here. We're right in the middle of the circuit. I'm delighted to say we're actually in the areas you're not allowed to be with spectators. Fortunately, because we've got accreditation, we are allowed to walk around. We should be fairly safe here as well. 1.3 litre Ford KAs. They're the Mark 1 series. If you've got a Ford KA, tell us as well, even if it's one of the more modern ones. We've got a fantastic view here. So in this broadcast, we're going to stick around and bring you track action. In the next one, we're going to be in the pit lane for you, right in the heart of the action, chatting to the drivers, get the stories as they develop. It's still 3.5 hours of this race. We're just under to go, so still a lot to happen. We're not even close to being halfway through yet. I just wonder if some of those clouds are starting to threaten a little bit. It's a wonderful sight. Just seeing IP Racers going through Cascades down the lakeside straight there. Now you're looking right here with us live and exclusive here at Oulton Park for EnduroKA. It's round 5 of the season. Last time out, Snetterton IP Racing, who are leading this race, took the crown. Now where we are based is the Hilltop Straight as they come streaming down, then into Hislops, the right lefter, and then that right-hander up there is the famous Knickerbrook corner. We've heard that a lot over the years in the BTCC, haven't we? Now, if you like what you're seeing about EnduroKA, I think, do you know what, this looks an awful lot of fun, and I can assure you it is. We spoke to a lot of the drivers earlier, and what's the best thing about EnduroKA, and it's one of the things is certainly the camaraderie but it's still very, very competitive. The juices get going once you get out there. It's an endurance race. It's a lot of fun. It's you're not going to win it on the first lap. It's a bit of a cliche, isn't it? But it's so, so true. Now there is IP Racing, number 36. There's Autotech as well. They've had a great race. Car number 64. They qualified very strong and still going well in this race. A lot can happen. Of course, you can tell IP Racing, they've been taking advantage of the safety cars when they come out there. Shine Automotive just going through. Colin French, we heard from him just now, didn't we? He's out and about as well this week. And no Wayne Cleland, unfortunately. Wayne, if you're watching, you are very, very much missed. So still IP Racing leading the way. In second place is the Axiometrics car. So Axiometrics started on pole position from IP Racing, who started in second. They've swapped positions at the minute, haven't they? Now you're looking at Hislops here, then round into Knickerbrook. It's a great spot, isn't it? There's the grid finder car. Watch out for them as this race develops. Scott Mansell is in that team. Jem Hepworth is in that team. In fact, Jem did a stint a little bit earlier. So changes on the last lap. Her Ward has moved up a place in the 127 car. That's the Fat Boy Racing car. They, again, been top 10 runners all throughout. They've just pitted, so that's why they've... no, they haven't. They're still out, aren't they? They have been top 10 throughout this race, and they're fourth. Dropping down to fifth is 114. Kelly behind the wheel of that car. That's the KM Racing car. Now keep your comments coming in. We have been asking, what is the drink of champions as well? Is it tea or is it coffee? Remember, comment in that live chat section of YouTube. We can see it, your comments. We can put them on screen as well. And don't forget to check out EnduroKA's website, www.enduroka.co.uk. There is a link in the body of this broadcast. It will take you straight through to the EnduroKA website. We are live. We're moving around the circuit for you. We're giving you the best possible angles that we could. You're looking right now into the Hislops chicane, then they go around into Knickerbrook. And they come streaming down the hilltop straight. You can just see them at the top at the minute. I'm just trying to see, is that our race leader? I think it is. Here they come, number 36. This is your race leader, IP Racing. Look how quick they come through Hislops. Look at that, wow. Now there's Autotech, and there's Axiometrics in second place, car number 18. G&B Finch coming under a lot of pressure from KM Racing there. And there's a Shine Automotive car. They can always give us a wave, can't they? I bet they can see. We won't wave to them. Here comes the Burton Power car. Car number 1 took the first ever win in EnduroKA back in 2019. The first race, the debut race for EnduroKA up at Donington Park. They took the honours. Oh, a little bit wide actually from 121. Just kicking up a little bit of dust there. That's the calamity. Certainly avoiding a calamity there though. And you can hear the tyres squealing as they come around. There's the Camel car. There is the Grid Finder car. Car number 42. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Let me just see if I can find who's behind the wheel. Toby Owen's behind the wheel of the Grid Finder car at the minute. Into your shot now. There's number 27. Looks like taking a bit of front damage there. Number 27 is the Semprini Racing car. That's Jeremy Evans. Of course, the story, one of the stories there is Semprini have 2 cars out. They have the senior car, shall we say, and the junior car. Jeremy Evans' son is racing in that alongside a 16-year-old as well. Semprini Juniors has Callum Perfect and David Evans. Car number 37, and at the minute behind the wheel is Callum Perfect of the Semprini Juniors. There's Hard and Enthusiastic just going through. They are kicking up a bit of dust down here. This is a great place to be stood, it really is. Oh, a little bit out of sorts here. Ooh, 56 getting hard on the brake. That's the Covershaw car. Keep your comments coming in. Thank you very much for getting in comments. Thanks for all the staff as well, the recovery, the marshals, you name it. everybody who makes motorsport happen. Look at Axiometrics there. They're currently in second place, just getting a little bit stuck behind the touring car, racing car, number 4 there. The yellow livery, not going to miss that. Here comes Shine Automotive just down. Are they behind? Is that VPEX behind? Let me just have a look. Car 192. It's the Race Logic car, apologies. There it goes. Burton Power about to appear in your screen as well. And there goes car number 3. That is your Windgap Racing. Wayne Jackson and Andy Chapman sharing the drive here today. 121 just goes through as well. That's the Calamity car we saw last time, one of the Misty Racing cars. Dives on through. There's the Wolf Motorsport 26 on pole at Cadwell earlier in the year. Couldn't convert it to the race win, but still incredibly quick. Here comes a Grid Finder car as well. Keep an eye out for them all throughout the race. TTR Racing just behind them as well. And there is the Camel Racing car, car number 88. We've got Dominic Stokes and Tom Owen sharing the driving today. 5 hours in total, of course, for this EnduroKA race. We have 3 hours, 17 minutes left to go on the clock. A lot of action still to bring you. A long way to go yet. So much still to bring you. In the next broadcast, we are going to be in the pit lane live. You're going to hear from the drivers. You're going to see the stories that are developing this afternoon here at Oulton Park. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're having a great time. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can watch live motorsport with us. Still more to bring you this month as well. Later on, we are at Snetterton on the 24th, I believe, to bring you the MG Car Club season finale live and exclusive for you. So make sure you haven't already, you subscribe to our YouTube channel at Live Sport Now. Right, here we go, plenty more action. Don't forget, if you do like what you're watching as well and think EnduroKA looks an absolute barrel of fun, well, I can assure you it is. And you do want to find out more, head over to the EnduroKA website, www.endurokar.co.uk. To make your life even easier, we put a link in the body of this broadcast too, wherever you're watching. So there we go. We're broadcasting across Facebook. A huge thank you to our broadcast partners, the likes of Toyo Tyres, Burton Power, Race Logic, Tin Top Racing UK, Last Lap magazine. We couldn't do it all without you as well. So comment, tell us where you're watching from. We want to know how many countries you're broadcasting to as well. Tell us where you're watching if you're in the UK, whereabouts you're from. And if you're watching overseas, please do tell us where. We'll give you a shout out. So it's IP Racing leading the way. Got a 3.6 second lead over the Axiometrics car. Funnily enough, they started roles reversed in this race. It was Axiometrics starting on pole, IP Racing in second. They've swapped places. That might have been because they made a very quick decision, IP Racing, early on. 15 minutes into this race, we had the first safety car. IP Racing dived into the pits straight away. A lap later, Axiometrics came in. It looks like it's cost them the lead, but there's still only 4 seconds between them, and we've still got 3 hours, 15 minutes left to go. Still an awful long way to go. In third place, we have the VPEX Motorsport team. In fourth place, we have 127. That's Fat Boy Racing. They're showing a very strong performance here, by the way. In fifth place, Kelly's behind the wheel of the 114, the KM racing car. Then in sixth place, 192, the Race Logic car. Winward currently behind the wheel of that car. And I can tell you, Fat Boy Racing have moved up to third because VPEX Motorsport, who were third, have come into the pits. So VPEX Motorsport in the pits from third place. So we have a change for our podium as it stands at the minute. Of course, it's going to change a lot over the course of the next 3 hours. A long way to go. Still over 180 minutes of on-track action left to go. Wow. And I'll tell you something, I don't want to give it commentator's curse. The racing has been sensational. We've had nearly 2 hours of racing so far. We've had 2 safety cars. That's not a lot. Have I just completely ruined everybody's day by saying that? And within the next few minutes, we're going to have a safety car? I hope not. If we do, if there's a safety car in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to retire. There's the Hard Enthusiastic race team just coming around Hislops. It's such a beautiful sight. It's actually almost a shame, isn't it, that they head off past the lake and they don't just cut round onto the national circuit. That little corner you're seeing where the cones are, if we were on the national circuit, they would just come around there and do that. Might be a bit better actually for the Enduro cars. Might have been quite nice, but I imagine quite a lot. Here comes your race leader now. That is IP Racing just coming through. That's Autotech there. And the Coventry car, but there is 18. That's actually the second place car. I tell you something, I think it's going to be quite punishing on these tyres as they're coming round here. And there goes Fat Boy Racing, the Texaco livery car as well. So the top 3, there's only 7.8 seconds separating the top 3. When you consider this Ford KA has been racing for 1 hour and 45 minutes, it's not bad going, is it? It's a very close race, and you often see this where you could think, oh, the race leader will be a lap or two in front of everybody come the end of the race, but it won't be. This will be decided by a few seconds come the checkered flag at 10 to 6 this evening, and you will see it live as well. The moment that checkered flag falls, you will hear from your podium citizens, you will hear from even more people as well. In the next broadcast, you'll hear from the drivers as they're waiting to go out. How are they feeling? How's the day going? How did they get into motorsport? And do they prefer tea or coffee? Well, I prefer coffee. You tell me, what do you prefer? Let's get some more points up for coffee, shall we? If you're a tea drinker, defend tea. Tell us why you like tea. If you're a coffee drinker, let's get coffee more points, but tell us why coffee's better than tea. Tea just takes an age to make for me. I do like tea. It just mucking around with a tea bag, God, it takes forever. Right, we have had somebody comment saying, right, if there's a safety car in the next 5 minutes, I've got to go in the pond behind me. I'll tell you what, if there's a safety car in the next 5 minutes, I will go in the pond. Okay, so that is a deal. Not full-bodied, but I will go in. We've got 3 hours, 12 minutes. So we've got to get to TSL. Let's just pop TSL up on the screen very, very quickly for everybody. So there you go. So according to, we've got about 3 hours 12. Once we get to 3:07 dead, I'm safe. If there's a safety car between 3:12 and 3:07, I've got to go for a little paddle in the pond. Let's go. Right, let's take TSL down. Please don't be a safety car. Everybody just drive really slowly. If everybody just drives really slowly for the next lap or so. Be careful, IP. Be careful around there. There's auto. Here comes Axiometrics are just coming past me now. There they go. Currently in second place. Just everybody just calm down a little bit. So the deal is at 3:07 I'm safe. Safety car in the next 4 minutes. I'm going for a dip. Oh, and Fat Boy Racing have gone off. They've missed the turning into Hislops, as you can see. They're going to be okay. It's going to cost them a fair bit of time, though, of course. They're going to have to come back onto the track, but I think number 4 is going to be allowed to get past. Yeah, it is. So Touring Car Racing does get past, but Fat Boy Racing, unfortunately, missing the apex into Hislops and having to go straight on here and missing the complex of curves. Just trying to have a look to see where might be the best place to go for a paddle in this pond, because right in front of me is a load of stinging nettles, so I don't fancy that. I'll tell you something, doesn't 5 minutes take an awful long time when you want it to go quick? So if you are just tuning in, the deal is I've made a deal. I've made a bet with somebody who's commented, if there's a safety car in the next 4 minutes, I have to go for a paddle in the pond behind me, because I would have put commentator's curse on everybody. Now, Shipley is in the pits in car number 11. That's TTL Racing, funny enough. Car number 11 in 11th place. They've just popped themselves into the pits. It does feel like everyone's going quite slow around here at the minute, doesn't it? I'm not seeing any safety car boards, though. I've still got 3 minutes to survive. That's a lap and a bit of racing for everyone. Please just keep it safe. Kirby makes a move on that last lap as well, up to 26th. That's in Misty Racing. Now, Ward, we just saw Fat Boy Racing, didn't we? Car number 127. We saw them missing the apex here at Hislops. They've gone into the pits, so let's hope that's not actually a technical issue, and it was a scheduled stop anyway. But we saw them miss Hislops. They went straight on. They're in the pits. It's never usually too good a sign, is it? But let's hope that they're okay. I'll tell you something, the temperature has just dropped a little bit. I think we've got a few clouds, which look a little bit fat here. We might have some rain very shortly. There's G&B Finches coming around now. How can they get on? I've got 2 minutes to avoid going for a swim in the pond with no safety car for 2 minutes, please. If there's a safety car now, I'm in the pond behind. Fastest lap of the race for anybody who would like to know so far has been set by IP Racing, your leaders. And they got a 5-second lead over Axiometrics in second. A 2:19.246, the fastest lap. Second fastest was actually by second place Axiometrics, 2:19.531. So not a huge behind them. 1.5 minutes for me to survive going for a swim. It could happen any second. I mean, I've got to say, it's quite nice and warm, you know. You could go for a nice dip. I don't know, I just hope there's no sharks or anything in there. So Autotech right behind IP Racing. Now, of course, Autotech have been going very fast all throughout the course of the day. They were started in 3rd place. They are currently running in 14th at the minute. Stachini is the man behind the wheel. We caught up with him a little bit earlier. We'll hear from him a little bit later, but we did catch up with him in assembly just before the cars went out. Taylor Norton started the race, and they've obviously pitted, and Stachini's now behind the wheel of the car. Currently running in 14th as it stands. I've got 30 seconds to survive. That is it. And I do not have to go into the pond behind. I'm sure at some point. Oh, 56, Hard Enthusiastic, have a spin, keep it going, and they'll be absolutely fine. So Hard Enthusiastic here, car number 56, they're okay. We're not going to have a safety car. We have waved yellows, it's not a safety car. I've got 12 seconds. My word, Hard Enthusiastic, you give me a heart attack there as well. Now, IP Racing, there's 3 cars there. IP Racing Autotech getting involved with somebody else and trying to get through. Now, there's a lot of dirt on the circuit here as well. If we pop TSL up on the screen very quickly, though, you will be able to see I am safe. I am safe. 3:07 has now passed. We've got less than 3 hours, 7 minutes on the clock now. So if there's a safety car now, I do not have to go for a swim. However, if anybody would like to challenge me to something, I'm always up for a challenge. I'm always up for a challenge. So get your ideas in, get your challenges in, and let's see them. Let's see if I'm up for them, shall we? Burton Power there, and that's Windgat getting past Burton Power into his slots here. A bit of grass, as you can see, right on the line where they're going to be driving to. I just wonder if that's going to be a little bit slippy, whether it's a bit of a psychological thing as well. Misty Racing, Shine Automotive and Wolf Motorsport making a nice trio there as they go around Knickerbrook. There is Grid Finder there. Subaru Racing 555, the iconic Colin McRae 555 Subaru liveried car there. The Subaru, how cool is that? Nice play on words there. So apparently I'm a lucky guy for avoiding that safety car. I'm inclined to agree. It's a great place to be stood here. We're seeing some wonderful action. Keep your comments coming in. Remember, we can see them. If you comment over at Live Sport Now, as you can see, we'll show them on screen. If you've got a challenge for me, you want to make a bet with me about something, be it safety car, yellow flags, red flags, whatever, I'm up for a bit of a challenge. And I will generally do a forfeit if I have to as well. I would have gone into the ponds. Now I just felt a spit of rain on me. I wonder if this is going to grease things up a little bit on the track. What do you think? Are we going to have rain? That's a challenge, isn't it? There goes Axiometrics right past us there in second place at the minute, not far behind. Now I am feeling spits of rain. Here comes G&B Finch. And I think we might be okay. The cloud cover is quite heavy over us. It is a few spits of rain, nothing heavy, nothing that's really warrants any change or anything or concern for anybody as of yet. But all it takes is, doesn't it, is a sort of 2 or 3 minute heavy downpour, and it completely changes the surface out there. Wolf Motorsport flying round into his slots. They managed to get their car stopped. Through they go. and a plethora of cars. Misty Racing, Shine Automotive, Grid Finder and Subaru now forming a group of 4. Here comes the Covershaw car. Nicely spread out, of course. Lots of action constantly on the go now. Hello, mate. Yeah. 3 hours, 3 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. Still a lot of track time to go for these drivers. A lot of action left to happen yet. It is go, go, go here at Oulton Park. We are live and exclusive for you, right in the heart of the action. Closer than anybody else can get. Think Drive to Survive, but think live. And that says, if you haven't already, check us out on Facebook. We are Live Motorsport Now. Check us out on Twitter, Live Motorsport Now. Check us out on YouTube, Live Sport Now. That's where we put all of our sport. It's not just motorsport. You like golf, we've got an exclusive season coming up of the Men's and Women's Premier Handball League. You name it. Football as well. Live Sport Now. Hit subscribe on our YouTube channel. Watch it all. There goes the DKMS LDR Performance Tuning Car. We've got an exclusive interview with them coming up as well. Great work with the charity there. Here comes IP Racing. Now, Autotech right behind. That's not actually a battle for first and second, but Autotech are going well. Stachini really is sticking to the back of that IP Racing car, but Axiometrics, the one behind, number 18, is in second and chasing that first place. Remember, if you like what you are seeing here today of EnduroKA, we have put a link in the body of this broadcast straight to the EnduroKA website. Do give it a click, do check it out. You can see previous race results, reports, you name it, galleries, everything. I'm pleased to say we've had a solid stint of racing now. 2 safety cars we have had. That has been it so far. And the rain has held off. I think that was probably the biggest threat we've had throughout the course of the day, but there is a cloud just off to our right that is very grey indeed, but I think it's going to disappear before it decides to unleash. So I think the EnduroKA teams and drivers may well get lucky today. But here we go, here's another reason, here's something else I say that could end up being a complete disaster for everybody. We're just going to move around a little bit to Knickerbrook for you so you can see more of the action. Don't worry, we're not going to go anywhere. We're going to stick there. In fact, whilst we do move, let's just very quickly pop TSL up on the screen for you so you can just see how things are panning out for yourself as well. We will keep the camera in the bottom right-hand corner so you can still see the on-track action. But just for your reference point, really, if you are supporting somebody in particular and want to see who's doing what and where, then do check it out. There is TSL for you. We're just going to give you a different sort of angle, a different perspective. We're filming the whole day off one camera as well. We like to bring you more of the stories, more of the people. In the next broadcast, we are going to be right in the heart of the pit lane as well for you, so you can see it all as it happens. Hear from the drivers, hear the stories, see the action. We've got a lovely spot here as well, we really do. You can see them coming down. That's straight at the top, that's the hilltop straight. Coming into Hislops, and then the right-hander just next to us is Knickerbrook. And we can even see up the hill as well behind us. A lovely day. We've got some spectators in the grandstand as well, not a huge amount. I mean, we literally have 7 in there. Now, all throughout the course of the day, we have been asking the question. It's a very simple one. What is the drink of champions? Is it tea or coffee? What do you think? Comment below. We want to hear from you. My vote gets coffee. We need some more coffee drinkers to comment. Tea seems to certainly popular last week with the MG Car Club. What about with MSV? What do we prefer, tea or coffee? So 77 Racing going through. There's the Covershaw car coming through as well. I am feeling spits, as I keep saying, but again, it's not really anything to really get excited or concerned about. We have dropped under 3 hours left of this race as well. 2 hours, 58 minutes left on the clock. That is it. We are going to stay live for a little bit longer. A couple of pit action as well. As we said, Fat Boy Racing a little bit earlier. You may remember they've been running in the top 10 all throughout the course of the day. Had a great qualifying session as well, but we did see a miss Hislops. It looks like it was because of an issue. They are still in the pits as well. That is a real shame for those guys, because I tell you what, they've had a cracking day so far. Now that is the battle for first and second right there. That is the battle for first and second. As you can see, Car 36 IP Racing and AXA Metrics in second. Last time over the line, it was 1.9 seconds between the two of them. I think next time we see them, we might see a change in the lead as well. Boy, oh boy, this is starting to heat up. We've still got just under 3 hours of this race to go. A long way still to go. Yeah, like I said, we're not even halfway through, but things are really heating up here at Oulton Park. So Winward in the pits as well for Race Logic. They've come in from 4th place. So Winward, car number 192, the Race Logic car, in the pits from 4th place at the minute. Now car number 81 has just made a move as well. That's one of the GM Performance cars. Scotting behind the wheel of that one has just got past car number 28. That's the VPEX Motorsport car. Drops down to 16th. Scotting up to 15th. The VPEX car drops down to 16th place. Here's Sakaru, Wolf and Gridfinder just coming through your shot as well. These three have been locked together for the last few laps. That's been very exciting indeed. Now this is the beauty of this as well. A lot of the time with the different skill levels of drivers, we see all different sorts of things. Now I can tell you, IP Racing are still ahead of Axiometrics, and the Autotech car's right in the middle. The Autotech car, actually it's the Stachini. They're not racing for, they're down in 11th place, but Stachini's so quick. He's got the pace of the two leading cars at the minute. They cannot get away. Now, of course, don't forget, Autotech did start third, so they must have had an extra stop, because they're a lap down, as you can see. But keep an eye out on them, because I think they're going to go very well indeed. Now with Winward in the pits, car number 192, the Race Logic car, it has promoted car 72. That's the Misty Racing car up to 4th place. The Sakaru team have now gone up to 6th as well. Jenkins behind the wheel of that car, and we're going to see quite a few changes as the Race Logic car stays in the pits to make its driver change, a refuel, maybe tyres, whatever it needs to get done. Here is the Camel Racing car, number 88. Cracking livery, isn't it? Currently running down in 22nd place. Derbyshire behind the wheel of that car. Now here comes this battle as well. And I think he's trying to let him through. That is the Autotech car waving out of his car. That's IP Racing, that's Autotech, that's Stachini, who's in 11th place, but that's Axiometrics in 2nd place. Just trying to see whether he's trying to wave him through. Did they touch? They touched it. I wonder if it was a thank you or a not a thank you, shall we say politely. This is what we love about motorsport, isn't it? I thought he was trying to wave him through, but it looked like there was contact there. Leon said there was a bit of contact, so oh dear. Right, we've got a number of cars just coming down into Hislops as well, as you can see down the hill top straight. One of the Misty Racing cars is right in the middle of that as well. Number 81 leading this pack. It's the GM Performance car. Burton Power in it as well, as is the VPEX Motorsport car we just saw, of course, just come into the pits, hasn't it? So Stachini is now up to 10th place. So Stachini in that Autotech Motorsport car has just been having that tussle there, is up into the top 10. I do love the auto cue, the auto text on Facebook. Whenever I say, oh, we've got a spinner, it's the Covershaw car spun into Hislops. managed to get going again. No harm done there. Off the track, fortunately, didn't really have anybody around, and good driving from the cars behind, a good driving actually from the driver there to just have the nous to pull off to the side and get out of the way quickly. So well done there. That's number 55. We said that's the Covershaw car. Hardy behind the wheel. They're running in 19th place. We've seen quite a lot of drama down here, haven't we? Now, here is IP Racing. This is your race leader. That's the Camel car behind, obviously lapping. Now, this is Autotech 64, currently in 10th place, but that's Axiometrics behind in 2nd place, really dropped behind. Cannot, that Autotech Staccini is such a fast driver. And as I was saying, every time I say Staccini, the Facebook auto text comes up as Fatini. You've got to love it, haven't you? If you are watching this with the subtitles on and anything that doesn't look right comes up on the screen, it's because it's not right. That's why. We certainly would not have any adverse language or anything like that on our coverage at all. So 2 hours 52 minutes. We're just going to stay live just for a little bit longer, just give you a flavour of the on-track action. When we come back next, we're going to be in the pit lane as the tactics start to come into play as well. Well, I've thoroughly enjoyed being down here, actually. It's been an awful lot of fun. We've never been down here, we've never filmed down here. We arrived at Oulton Park yesterday just to have a little bit of a recce of the place. Certainly at the far side of the track where we've never been before. So we're going to stay live until 3 o'clock, so another 4 minutes. Just watch a bit of the action before we head off for a break. When we come back, though, we're going to be in the pit lane. You're going to hear from the drivers. You're going to see those pit stops up and close and personal as the clock runs down to, well, it will be just under 2 hours to go by the time we come back. It's going to be an absolute thriller here at Oulton Park. It's going to be a dramatic finish, and we will be live later on to the end. You will see that checkered flag falling. We'll dig out the stories for you, hear from the drivers, hear from the teams, have a look, really dig deep behind the scenes here, what happens during a race weekend. I'll tell you, the drivers don't just turn up, turn the engine on and off they go. There's a lot more to it than that. I'm sure you already know that. So good stuff. Things really seem to be settling down a little bit during this period, don't they? We are sort of 20-25 minutes or so away from the halfway stage of this race already. Things just settling down into a nice routine as well. Really hope you've enjoyed our coverage throughout the course of the day so far. A little bit earlier, we brought you qualifying action in the pits. Actually, we caught up with a number of the teams and drivers, went for our paddock walk. Then we caught the start of the race. We started in assembly and caught the sort of the first 7-8 laps or so, the first sort of 20-25 minutes, and then we actually observed the 2-minute silence at 12 o'clock in respect of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. If you didn't manage to see that, you go back and check it out. Car number 37 kicking up an awful lot of the dirt there at the exit of Hislops going around into Knickerbrook there. And of course in the next broadcast we're going to be in the pits. That is going to be an absolute cracker. We'll have a camera, we'll have a microphone, it will be completely random, we will not know what's going on. And it's still IP Racing. Autotech just splitting them, currently running in 10th place with Axiometrics behind, who is in second. So it's actually IP Axiometrics in second, but Autotech car is right in the middle of them, in a bit of a 1-2 sandwich there. Right, let's pop TSL up onto the screen for you so you can see how things have been shaping up during this broadcast. Got 2 hours 47 minutes of this race left to go. It's still IP Racing leading the way, car number 36. There's not a lot in it though, 1.196 seconds over the line last time round from Axiometrics, who are having a great race in second place. Car number 114 in third place. I'll just get my information sheet and tell you who that is. Car number 114 going very well. That's the KM racing car. In fourth place we have number 72. That's a Misty racing car. Then we've got Jenkins behind the wheel of the Sukaru 555 in fifth place. Megan Quirk is flying at the minute. She's in car number 26. That's the Wolf Motorsport, a car with a stitching on, currently in sixth place. Rowling behind the wheel of the number 16 car, the M&D racing car, in seventh place. Then Bywater behind the wheel of the 49 car. That's the LDR performance car, going decent as well in eighth. Ticini in that Autotech Motorsport in ninth. Dilworth is in car number 56. That is hard and enthusiastic. We saw have that little moment actually down here, didn't we? They're in 10th place. That's your top 10 as it stands at the minute. We are going to go for a break. When we come back, we are going to be in that pit lane. Remember, if you haven't already, head over to Live Sport Now on YouTube. Hit subscribe. Get yourselves commented in that live chat. And if you make sure you subscribe, you also won't miss when we next go live. It's going to be just after 4 o'clock. As we tick down to just under 2 hours left of this race. So that's when we'll be back. You've got something to do, now's the time to go and do it. But we're going to be back live in the pits as well for the next broadcast. Hearing from the drivers, seeing the pit stops as they happen, hearing the stories. It's content you just don't get anywhere else. Think Drive to Survive, only live. And you've got us, Live Sport Now. We'll see you soon.